one of the other things that institutional research leads in is the SACS accreditation. So SACS accreditation or reaccreditation happens every 10 years. And we're actually in the midst of the reaccreditation right now. So could you give us kind of a high-level overview, I guess, of what this reaccreditation process is and what we need to know as a campus?
Sure. So every 10 years, as you said, WAKE is our reaffirmation, our institutional reaffirmation of accreditation. And this is covering the whole university. This is all the schools, all the programs. I often say it covers from admissions to ZSR because everything's part of it. There are many programmatic accreditations for business law that are focused on that particular discipline, but the SACS is across the whole institution. And it's member-driven. We don't have professional accreditors coming in and evaluating. Anybody who is part of this evaluation process is a volunteer from a member institution within SACS. So it is the members who do the evaluation. It's peer reviewed. The members who are choosing the standards and suggesting, these are the things that institutions we agree are priorities for an institution to be successful, to be meeting their mission. These are the things we think all the institutions should be doing to providing to their students, to their faculty, to their staff. So it is a great way to demonstrate to the public that we have gone through a peer review process and we are meeting what we agree on are important standards. That's part of it. The federal government also has requirements for accreditation. If an institution wants to have their students have access to federal financial aid, that institution has to be accredited by one of these institutional accreditors. So that is another part of this. We want our students to be able to have the financial aid access. So we go through this process as well. So there's two sort of primary drivers, the peer review and the federal government requirements. Again, everybody is involved in this, and we've been working on it for 2 years now. It'll be culminating in the next month, March 23rd to 26th, when we will have 8 volunteer representatives from member institutions coming, and then we'll be spending a few days meeting with folks, talking with students, faculty, and staff, and reviewing our progress in meeting these standards.
It's such a huge endeavor, and that's putting it lightly, I'm sure. You guys are involved, like you said, from the very beginning, and it's a multi-year process just to get this report done and get the evaluation. There are lots of folks across campus that are also involved, whether they're submitting data, submitting reports, or involved in the visit that you mentioned. And then there are others that might not be directly involved. But when you think about how we as a campus community and colleagues can be helpful during this process, what kind of things come to mind? How can we help institutional research in this endeavor?
Sure. There are a lot of people involved. So the first part of this process was writing a written report that you have familiar with because you participated in that. And we had a few dozen people authoring that report across the institution. And then we got feedback on that report, and the next is the on-site visit. So during this on-site visit, right now I have over 250 names of students, faculty, and staff from across the institution, not just on the main campus, but on down in the Charlotte campus, Brookstown, Innovation Quarter, all the schools, our brick and mortar, or online. Over 250 people involved in when this committee comes will be meeting with the committee members. And so how we can get involved or how we can support, well, those 250 are, putting forward a day or two to be part of this. So that is a huge help. And I know all those people probably have people back in their office or in the departments who are helping them. So I think there's a lot of flexibility that's required for this because the committee may decide, I wanted to have a follow-up conversation with so-and-so that wasn't on the original schedule. And we want to, of course, be accommodating to that. We want to say, sure, no problem, we'll get that person there. So the people who will be in the meetings, of course, we want to be accommodating. But I realize that when they are stepping away from their day roles, that may mean the people back in their offices or departments, may have to pick up the slack for that time of that visit. And also there may be a text or an email coming out of meeting. We need to get this document. They've asked for this document. Help us find this document. So I think everybody chipping in, being flexible and being collegial and welcoming, but it's going to take a lot of folks. And yeah.